Welcome to Farmtips Diary. Solar panels aren't just generating electricity on farms. They're creating surprisingly beneficial microclimates beneath them that reduce water loss, moderate temperatures, and allow certain crops to thrive in conditions that would otherwise stress them. This is the story of agrivoltaics, where energy production and agriculture combine in ways that improve both. Backed by data showing real gains in yield stability and resource efficiency. The shade that changes everything. When solar panels rise above farmland, they do more than cast shadows. They fundamentally alter the environment beneath them in ways researchers are only beginning to fully understand and farmers are learning to exploit. Solar panels create partial shade that reduces direct sunlight hitting the ground by 30 to 60%, depending on panel spacing, tilt, and tracking systems. This shade dramatically lowers surface temperatures. Studies in Arizona found soil temperatures under panels averaged 5 to 9 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than adjacent open areas during summer. This cooling extends to air temperature in the understory, creating a measurably different microclimate. The temperature moderation works both directions. During cold nights, panels reduce radiative cooling, keeping the area beneath them slightly warmer than open fields. This reduces frost risk and extends growing seasons in some locations. The panels act as thermal buffers, dampening temperature extremes in both directions. Humidity levels increase substantially beneath panels. Shade reduces evaporation from soil and plant surfaces. Moisture that would quickly evaporate in full sun lingers in the understory. Research in Germany measured relative humidity, 10 to 15% higher beneath panels compared to open fields during midday when evaporation typically peaks. This retained moisture benefits plants while reducing irrigation requirements. Wind speed decreases in the panel understory. The structures create windbreaks that reduce air movement by 40 to 60%. This wind reduction further decreases evapotranspiration from plants and soil. The combination of shade, increased humidity, and reduced wind creates what researchers call a microclimate oasis that behaves differently than surrounding open land. Light quality changes beneath panels, while total light intensity decreases. The diffuse light that remains penetrates plant canopies more evenly than direct overhead sun. Some plants utilize diffuse light more efficiently than intense direct radiation. Additionally, panel reflectivity bounces light underneath from multiple angles, illuminating leaves that would be shaded in open field conditions. These microclimate modifications aren't uniform across all agrivoltaic designs. Fixed tilt panels create permanent shade patterns with minimal light beneath. Single-axis tracking systems follow the sun east to west, distributing shade more evenly. Elevated panels raised 10 to 15 feet allow more light penetration and equipment access than lower installations. Design choices determine microclimate characteristics and suitability for different crops. Water savings that matter. In agriculture, water is often the limiting factor for production. The microclimate beneath solar panels dramatically alters water dynamics in ways that translate to conservation and improved plant performance. Research at the University of Arizona quantified water use beneath agrivoltaic installations. Chiltepine pepper plants grown under panels required 75% of the water needed by plants in full sun while producing equivalent yields. The 25% water savings came entirely from reduced evapotranspiration, not reduced plant needs. The plants grew identically, but lost less moisture to the atmosphere. Tomato trials in France showed similar patterns. Plants under agrivoltaic systems used 20 to 30% less irrigation water than control plots while maintaining commercial yields. During heat waves exceeding 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the difference became more pronounced. Panel-shaded plants maintained productivity while full sun. Plants experienced heat stress and reduced fruit set despite additional irrigation. Soil moisture persistence is perhaps the most significant water benefit. Studies using soil moisture sensors at multiple depths found that panels extend how long moisture remains available after irrigation or rainfall. In sandy soils that typically dry quickly, panels kept the top 12 inches at optimal moisture levels 40% longer than open areas. This extended moisture availability allows reducing irrigation frequency. The water savings compound in arid regions where every gallon matters. A New Mexico study estimated that agrivoltaic systems could reduce agricultural water consumption by 15 to 30% depending on crop type and panel configuration in regions facing groundwater depletion or surface water restrictions. These savings could mean the difference between viable farming and forced fallowing. Morning dew formation increases beneath panels. The structures cool overnight, and moisture condenses on panel surfaces and drips onto crops below. While not a primary water source, this supplemental moisture benefits plants during dry periods. Some researchers observed dew formation beneath panels on mornings when open fields remain dry. Rainfall distribution changes under agrivoltaic systems. Panels concentrate rain at drip edges rather than distributing it evenly. This creates wetter zones at specific locations. Farmers can position irrigation-demanding crops in these zones while placing drought-tolerant crops in drier areas between rows. This spatial variability allows optimizing crop placement for water availability. The strategic implication is that agrivoltaics don't just generate energy while allowing farming, they actively improve water use efficiency in ways that become increasingly valuable as water scarcity intensifies. Farms in water-limited regions find this benefit often exceeds the energy value. Crops that thrive in partial shade, not all crops suit agrivoltaic systems. Full sun crops like corn and wheat typically show reduced yields under significant shade, but many valuable crops perform as well, or better, under partial shade, making them ideal for dual land use. Leafy greens excel beneath solar panels. Lettuce, spinach, kale, and other salad crops evolved in partial shade and actually suffer in intense direct sun. Trials at University of Massachusetts showed lettuce yields under agrivoltaic systems matching or exceeding open field production while using less water and showing reduced bolting during hot weather. The cooler microclimate extended the harvest window by weeks. Root vegetables including carrots, beets, and radishes perform well under moderate shade. These crops prioritize below-ground growth over photosynthesis maximization. The cooler moisture conditions reduce stress and can improve quality. Carrots grown under panels in Arizona showed less cracking and better shape consistency than those in full sun. Berries are particularly well suited to agrivoltaics. Strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries naturally grow in woodland edges with dappled shade. Commercial production in full sun requires shade cloth in hot regions. Solar panels provide natural shade while generating energy. Oregon trials found raspberry yields under agrivoltaic systems exceeded conventional production by 15%, while berry quality improved due to reduced heat damage. Herbs thrive in the moderated microclimate. Basil, cilantro, and parsley show excellent performance under partial shade. These high-value crops justify the infrastructure investment while tolerating reduced light levels. Several California farms successfully integrate herb production with solar generation, supplying restaurants with premium shade-grown herbs. Pasture and forage crops work well with widely spaced or elevated panel designs. Sheep grazing beneath solar panels is increasingly common in Europe and expanding in the United States. The animals benefit from shade during hot weather while maintaining vegetation that might otherwise require mowing. This creates two revenue streams from the same land, energy, and livestock. Some research suggests tomatoes and peppers can work with carefully designed agrivoltaic systems. These crops need substantial light but suffer from extreme heat. Optimal panel density provides enough light for production while reducing heat stress during peak summer. Results vary by variety and location, requiring experimentation to optimize. The pattern is clear: shade-tolerant crops, high-value crops justifying infrastructure, and heat-sensitive crops that benefit from temperature moderation are the best fits. Farmers selecting crops for agrivoltaic systems should prioritize these categories rather than attempting to force full sun crops into partial shade. Precision integration through technology. Modern agrivoltaic systems increasingly integrate sensors and automation that optimize both energy generation and crop production. This technological layer transforms agrivoltaics from simple dual land use into precision agricultural systems. Soil moisture sensors buried at multiple depths provide real-time data on water availability throughout the root zone. These sensors connect to irrigation controllers that deliver water only when and where needed. Under agrivoltaic systems, this precision becomes even more valuable because moisture gradients are more complex than open fields. Some areas beneath panels dry faster, others retain moisture longer. A California berry operation installed soil moisture sensors every 50 feet throughout their agrivoltaic installation. The data revealed that moisture patterns varied significantly based on panel spacing, slope, and soil type. They programmed irrigation controllers to deliver different amounts to each zone, reducing total water use by 35% while improving yield uniformity. The investment paid for itself in water savings within 2 years. Weather stations positioned within agrivoltaic installations provide microclimate-specific data that differs from regional forecasts. Temperature, humidity, wind, and solar radiation all vary from surrounding open land. This hyperlocal data improves irrigation scheduling, pest and disease prediction, and harvest timing. Farmers make decisions based on actual conditions where crops grow rather than generalized regional data. Light sensors help optimize panel configuration by measuring photosynthetically active radiation at crop level throughout the day and season. Farmers determine whether panels should be adjusted to provide more or less light. Some installations use this data to develop dynamic shading strategies where panel angles vary seasonally to match crop light requirements. Remote monitoring through cameras and drones allows farmers to assess crop health without disrupting the understory environment. Multispectral imaging identifies stressed areas invisible to human eyes. This early detection enables targeted intervention before problems become visible. Maintaining yield quality. The regular structure of agrivoltaic installations makes drone navigation and image analysis easier than in open fields. Integration with energy management systems creates additional optimization opportunities. Some farms schedule irrigation during peak solar production, using generated electricity directly to pump water rather than grid power. This matches energy supply with demand, reducing costs while making efficient use of midday solar abundance when crop water demand is also highest. Automated climate control in greenhouse agrivoltaic designs takes precision to another level. These systems adjust ventilation, heating, and supplemental lighting based on solar panel output and weather conditions. The result is optimized growing environments that produce consistently high yields while maximizing energy generation. The strategic insight is that technology transforms agrivoltaics from passive dual land use into active management systems. The data and control capabilities allow optimizing for multiple objectives simultaneously: energy production, crop yield, water conservation, and resource efficiency. Proven results from leading operations. Real-world operations provide the most convincing evidence that agrivoltaics delivers measurable benefits beyond theoretical potential. These examples span crops, climates, and scales. A Massachusetts cranberry operation installed elevated solar panels over 5 acres of bogs. 3 years of data show the cranberries produce equivalent yields to uncovered bogs, while the solar installation generates 1.2. The operation eliminated $150,000 in annual electricity costs while maintaining agricultural production on the same land. The cooler microclimate reduced irrigation needs by 20% during drought years. A French study tracked tomato production under agrivoltaic systems across 3 growing seasons. Average yields declined 8% compared to open fields, but fruit quality improved with less blossom and rot and sun. The premium quality commanded 15% higher prices, more than offsetting reduced volume. Water use dropped 30%. The researchers concluded that economic returns exceeded conventional production despite lower yields. An Arizona demonstration project grew Jalapeno peppers under agrivoltaics for 4 years. The peppers showed no yield loss compared to full sun production while requiring 65% less water. The panels also extended the growing season by 3 weeks by protecting against late spring frosts and moderating extreme summer heat. Total revenue from the land increased 300% when energy sales were included. A German research farm tested multiple crops under varying panel densities. They found that lettuce yields peaked under 40% shade, actually exceeding full sun production. Potatoes showed no yield loss up to 30% shade. Only wheat and rapeseed showed significant yield declines. The research demonstrated that crop selection matters more than panel density for agricultural success. A Colorado sheep rancher installed solar panels over 10 acres of pasture. Lambing rates improved by 12%, which the rancher attributes to shade protection during summer heat. Wool quality improved slightly due to reduced sun bleaching. The energy revenue added $40,000 annually, while livestock production continued unchanged. The rancher now views the panels as dual-purpose infrastructure that protects animals while generating income. These examples share common elements. They carefully matched crops to the microclimate created by panels. They monitored performance quantitatively rather than guessing. They optimized systems over multiple seasons through iterative adjustment, and they evaluated success holistically, considering energy revenue, agricultural production, resource use, and quality together rather than focusing narrowly on yield alone. The path forward for agrivoltaic adoption is accelerating but remains limited by knowledge gaps, policy uncertainties, and financial hurdles. Understanding these barriers helps identify the path toward broader implementation. Crop-specific research is expanding. Universities and research institutions are conducting trials with dozens of crop varieties under various panel configurations. This builds the knowledge base farmers need to make informed decisions. However, most results come from temperate climates. Tropical and subtropical data remain limited. Farmers considering agrivoltaics should seek research from similar climates rather than extrapolating from distant regions. Panel design continues evolving. Early installations used standard solar arrays never intended for agriculture. Newer designs, specifically for agrivoltaics, feature wider spacing, greater height, and configurations optimizing both energy and agricultural production. Bifacial panels that generate electricity from both sides while allowing more light transmission show particular promise. These purpose-built designs improve agricultural viability substantially. Policy support varies dramatically by location. Some European countries provide enhanced payments for agrivoltaic electricity generation. Several U.S. states are developing programs specifically supporting dual land use. However, many jurisdictions haven't addressed agrivoltaics in agricultural or energy policy, creating uncertainty that deters investment. Clear, supportive policies would accelerate adoption significantly. Financing remains challenging. Agricultural lenders understand farming but not solar installations. Solar financiers understand energy but not agriculture. This gap makes obtaining competitive financing difficult. Projects often end up with expensive capital or equity requirements that conventional farming avoids. As more institutions gain experience with agrivoltaics, this should improve. Recap: solar panels create microclimates beneath them with temperatures 5 to 9 degrees cooler, humidity 10 to 15% higher, and wind speeds reduced 40 to 60%. These conditions reduce water loss dramatically, with crops requiring 20 to 75% less irrigation depending on type and location. Leafy greens, root vegetables, berries, herbs, and pasture thrive under partial shade, often matching or exceeding open field yields while using fewer resources. Integration with soil moisture sensors, weather stations, and automated irrigation optimizes both energy generation and crop production through precision management. Real operations show measurable results. Massachusetts cranberries maintaining yields while eliminating $150,000 in energy costs. Arizona peppers using 65% less water with no yield loss. And French tomatoes commanding premium prices despite slightly lower volume. The data proves agrivoltaics delivers multiple benefits when crops and systems are properly matched. If this exploration of solar panels and microclimates gave you new perspective on dual land use possibilities, give this video a like and share it with anyone interested in innovative farming approaches. Subscribe to Farmtips Diary for more insights into technologies reshaping agriculture. Hit that notification bell so you never miss breakthroughs that could transform how we produce food and energy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.